Now, let's talk about sex. There is a part of sex I want to touch on, okay? Um, it's funny how people view sex these days, okay? Now, people don't even understand that the act of sex is a very great energy. People should know that amongst all your chakras, okay, the part that bears much energy to be consumed is your sacral. And your sacral chakra, in your sacral chakra, sex is very critical and plays a major role in that aspect because sex is a very great energy. It is out of sex that creation also happens. There is a creation in sex. So it's something to consider. Now, there are people that pride in longer sex or having a long session of sex. Okay. Now, there is this ideology or there is this concept of sex as it being an achievement to have a longer sex. So if you're able to have sex for many hours, now it's like it's an achievement, especially a trophy in the male world, in the masculine world, okay, in the men world, okay. Now there is this concept that a man should last long in bed. There should be a much time to consume, okay. So it's like there is an average number that has been given, that number of hours that, oh, if you're able to go for hours, you are deemed as very, very powerful. This thing is a masculine creation. It's very artificial, okay. One thing that you should know is that the part of you that consumes energy is sex, and that is where the system is placing you. The matrix is placing women and men on under the dominance of the sacral frequency. Okay, sacral chakra, meaning an energy that is sacred. Okay, it has to be protected. So sacral means sacred. Sacred means something that should be critically considered, that should be closely monitored, that should be really understood. Are you getting it? The matrix is thriving on sacral. Actually, that is the point where they are trapping many in order not to ascend. And in order for them to even achieve that, they have to corrupt food. So now food is affecting sex. Food is affecting sex. Food is affecting the sacral. Are you getting it? Good. So the kind of food that you are eating will also determine a greater sexual experience. I'm telling you. And sex is the most consumed energy right now. So food, sex, these two things in your life practically, if you really want to ascend, you have to focus on your food and your sacral. As you are living in your truth, you should come to understand that the two basic things that will make you really become powerful in this unlimited experience: food, sex. The more you protect your sexual energy, the more you are empowered. It's very, very powerful. So now we having an ideology of longer sex should tell you that there is a problem. So now men are focused on two things. Either they are doing everything to ensure that they maintain a certain frequency of long sex. Because why? One, they are egoistic, and two, they will do everything or anything to protect their attachment. 3, there are manipulated women who are now making this thing a standard. Listen, if you are a woman and you fancy longer sex, it means that your sacral is affected. It has been hijacked. Entities are feeding on that. Listen to me very well. There is an entity that is feeding on you, and then also you are traumatized. Are you getting it? There is no problem in having sex. Listen, there isn't any problem. Okay? There is no problem. I will not tell you to stop or do or don't. No. Are you getting it? It's also an experience that has pleasure and that has something beautiful for you to feel. Okay, good. So listen, it's not about the act. It is about the perspective. That moment when you think that, or when you have built a culture in yourselves that you need to be consumed very well, meaning there is a trauma. It's trauma. You see, listen, childhood is something that people should really visit to know. And trust me, the fact that many women today are so much addicted to sex and to this kind of longer consumption is because they have grown up in a system that they've been sexually traumatized and it has become an addiction. When they were young, they had family members who were doing a lot to them. They had close relatives who, during their childhood as they were growing, they had some toxic men, very evil, that was touching them. You see, using manipulative ways to do a lot of things to emotionally arouse them. And they became addicted and trapped, in as much as they really didn't like that. So have you seen that men have karma to face? So right now, it has become an addiction for that person. And when you look closely into my personal delved statistics, 95, when I'm putting it on numbers, 95% of the women have been through a kind of a sexual trauma. I can even say 99.9. I don't know what numbers mean to you, but I'm trying to put things in numbers. Yes. So more is of trauma than that biological descriptions they are giving. That there are some women, they naturally, it's not natural. Are you getting it? It's not natural. When it reaches a point, you should be okay. And that point shouldn't be more consuming. There are some women, they say, listen, it's serious. There is a category of women. They are on the social media. I don't know. But it's like right now it has become more genetic. It's like the person is saying that if you're a man, you have to give it to me for many hours. Give it to me. First round, second round, third round, fourth round. So we are having women who are really in this frequency, and they are putting men in a certain pressure. Most of these women, for them, they are having a severe trauma. So it is something that the matrix has caused. There is an entity causing that, making the women be in that spell. And as a woman, it is up to you to closely come to yourself. If you are having such a problem, then you should know that you are consumed in energy. And there are a lot of agendas and tasks that are fulfilled through you. So you better work on yourself and come to view that anything that you are spending much time on, you should closely revisit it. If that thing is really uplifting you, giving you a high vibration, taking you higher, or the thing is consuming you, you will see the manifestations in your body. You will choose to pay attention to it or not. Good. So longer sex is not actually an achievement. It's not an achievement. It is just like having an activity, and that activity, you are just having it, you are just having it, you are just having it. It's up to you to still define what is going on. Are you getting it? Do not be trapped. Enjoy if you want to, but there should be a vibration. There should be an understanding to things. You have to understand how things are working around you and on you. We will continue.